Okay, folks. So I am absolutely bitterly exhausted right now because I had a very long day at work. Not in terms of the raw hours of work that I completed, but just in terms of the workload. Um, it seems like we dealt with kind of an extra severe instance of understaffing due to unforeseen circumstances. So as a result, I had to shoulder a lot more of a workload than I had been anticipating at the start of my shift. So if I seem to trip over my words or enunciate my statements slowly, it's largely due to fatigue that I have not successfully fought off yet. Um, and with that being said, here is another Poverty Hacks video. Before I begin, I'd recommend that you look up the music track Electric Sunrise by Pliny. That's Plini. So here we go. Try out group generated short stories. I guess they're procedurally generated short stories. You want to get 3 to 6 people together in a physical setting with some cheap loose leaf paper and cheap black ink pens. Each of you should write a 6 sentence paragraph for a randomly assembled narrative or story. If you'd rather, I guess, be environmentally conscious or something, you can do this in a Google Doc when you're all remote from each other. And, independently listening to whatever music you want to listen to. This can be fun as long as you folks resolve to produce the most absurd and strange narrative you possibly can. Also, I don't know if this is just unpopular with the up-and-coming generation, but buy yourself a cheap Jenga set. It's something that's persistently fun to deal with regardless of your your knowledge level or your life experience level. It's one of those things that's good when sober and great when you're drunk, although I don't endorse smoking or drinking. The only real drug I'm addicted to is caffeine. If you can, consider writing a 10-line poem with a total stranger. Everybody knows real gangstas use iambic pentameter. You can also try rap battles or freestyle battles. I've tried it multiple times and I'm terrible at that. Absolutely terrible. But it was fun to try. And, you can also do a dance battle with a total stranger if both of you agree to put your phones in a certain location and not record each other. You can get absolutely ferocious, dance with the resolution to vindicate the struggles of your ancestors. If it's medically safe for this particular person, then you might want to teach an overweight loved one or a friend to water fast. And I don't mean doing something extended, like for 72 hours or more. I mean initiating something that's actually a short duration practice relative to what they're capable of tolerating. And just for the establishment of some prior knowledge on this, check out the following books by Dr. Jason Fung, The Diabetes Code and The Obesity Code. And if you're fat and you live in the United States, don't worry, because we live in, I guess, what's called an obesogenic food environment, So, yes, of course, there are those people who do freely succumb to gluttonous impulses, but at the same time, a decent portion of our food supply has been engineered to be addictive and habit-forming, so if you want to stay lean, shredded, muscular, fit, energetic, you actually have to put effort into educating yourself instead of just going along with the stream of whatever it is everyone else is doing. So if I see an overweight person, what I see is just somebody who's plugged into a kind of habit formation matrix to which they did not consent. In the vast majority of cases, most people don't choose to be fat. Write a thank you note to someone from your past, and please, for the love of God, make sure they're not a romantic partner or a former romantic partner. You want to share what kinds of lessons you've learned from them. If you are really brave, you want to write a speech that you would give at a loved one's funeral if they were to die by midnight. And give that speech to them. Give them a physical handwritten copy of that speech, if you are brave. I don't yet possess the bravery to do that with certain people in my life right now, but I would like to. In the words of Kanye West, if you admire someone, you should go tell them, because they never get the roses while they can still smell them. So I understand that Kanye fell off really hard, at least to people who were in my generation. You know, we grew up on, among other musicians' works, College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, and not any of the stuff he produced later, as I think the quality of his music output declined, but that's just a matter of opinion. If you can, and I guess this one is more of a team effort, so it can be difficult to coordinate people's energies toward this, but you want to make something of like a 24-hour text lending spot in your neighborhood. You can put books and printouts, essays, articles, poems, memoir segments, book chapters, etc. in this spot. You know, you want to make it fairly weatherproof if you can. This is typically going to be a lot safer and a lot more intimate than a local library. And I guess I will finally end with if you're someone who has a close-knit family or you'd like to create one, then you want to create something of a multi-generational intrafamilial wisdom scroll. You can find all kinds of wisdom and insights and prescient information on the internet today. And you can pluck this stuff from conversations with others, whether you're in person with them or you're using the internet. So people like me don't expect to really pass on a lot in terms of financial generational wealth at any point, but I do expect to be able to pass on maybe a very information-dense document that includes all kinds of useful tips and tricks through which to navigate life and keep yourself of sound mind and body, even if your material resources aren't exactly lavish. So the video here I'm making is almost 8 minutes long, or it's 7.5 minutes long. I think that's long enough for now. At some point I'm going to make a super lengthy poverty hacks video, and it might be like 45 to 60 minutes long at minimum. But today's not that day because I'm exhausted and my brain is not really working properly. I just sat down and took a few notes, and I'm going to go back to looping music over and over and just not being useful to anyone because I have to recover from an amount of exertion for which I was not prepared. So thank you for watching and have a good day, and God bless you.